Are you looking for the best gaming TVs? In this video we will look at some of the best gaming TVs. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Number 3. Sony Bravia 8 OLED. 55, 65, and 77 inches type OLED resolution, 4K refresh rate, 120Hz operating system, Google TV HDR, Dolby Vision, HDR10 and HLG. You don't want to deal with software glitches. You don't want to spend time finagling the settings. At first glance, I really didn't like the Sony Bravia 8 OLED TV, Sony's latest OLED panel. I found the picture too smooth, too dark and too blue. That's the biggest drawback to this TV. You have to take a deep dive to adjust the settings to get the best possible picture, and it takes a good 15 minutes to get everything set up. That's not the end of the world though, and if you have the patience to adjust the settings, the Sony Bravia 8 is my favorite panel to come out of the Sony family in quite some time, with good reason. Its picture is stellar for gaming and streaming my favorite content. During testing, games like The Legend of Zelda, Echoes of Wisdom look simply gorgeous on screen, with incredibly smooth gameplay and graphics to truly immerse me into gaming. The same went for other games like The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild and Mass Effect, Andromeda. But by far, Sony's connection to PlayStation makes this television my top pick for the best TV for PlayStation 5. It comes with a dedicated gaming hub that allows you to adjust settings as you need to. Want a more robust refresh rate? You can adjust as you game by turning on the variable refresh rate, VRR. You can also tweak your black levels, your screen size and more. If you want a dedicated crosshair for first-person shooter, FPS games, you can add one to the screen, too. I also appreciated that because it's designed for PlayStation, it automatically registered when I swapped over to gaming and enabled the dedicated game picture mode. From there, I could adjust to RPG and FPS modes to enhance my gameplay experience. That said, there are a few minor issues with the Sony Bravia 8 that gave me pause. For one, if you have an older soundbar that uses optical inputs, as I do, the TV may not fully register the input. I had a couple of experiences where the TV randomly swapped from my old Samsung soundbar to the built-in speakers. It wasn't an "I can't live with this" situation like I've experienced with some other panels. It's more annoying than anything, but the speakers on this TV are surprisingly good, with subtle panels in the back that blend in seamlessly. Number 2. Hisense U8 and Mini LED ULED. 55, 65, 75 and 85 inches type Mini LED resolution, 4K refresh rate, 144Hz operating system, Google TV HDR, HDR10, Dolby Vision, HDR10+, HLG and Advanced HDR. Getting a great picture without spending a fortune. Enjoying your content in bright spaces without sacrificing your picture. You don't want to deal with software glitches. The Hisense U8 and Mini LED ULED TV was a great example of everything I wanted in a TV, but there's a major caveat. For starters, the picture was great on the display, and I attribute this to a few things. Hisense has really nailed the picture quality without raising the price. It comes packed with HDR10, Dolby Vision and HDR10+, among others, so no matter if you're streaming or, in my case, gaming, the panel looks gorgeous. During testing, it's also borderline too bright. The only other TV where I felt I needed to toss on a pair of sunglasses during my testing was the LG OLED Evo G4, and this TV reaches those levels of brightness. It's great for bright spaces, not so much for dark spaces, where I don't want to be blinded. Still, you can adjust the settings if you don't want to deal with the sky-high brightness. The contrast and color saturation look great for gaming on this display, with games like The Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim showing cave scenes with great clarity. I had a similar experience with Mass Effect, Andromeda showing the details very well, especially when nighttime came on the icy planet Vold. I didn't feel like I was losing any details in darker moments of each game, which, considering all the dimly lit sewers I ran around in Rift End during Skyrim, just speaks to how good this TV is. The Google TV is exactly the same, but there were moments where, thanks to the minimal amount of blooming, I had to do double takes to remind myself this was a mini LED panel, not an OLED display. But there was one major issue I ran into with testing this panel and with another Hisense panel, which is worth mentioning. Every so often, the display turns off or blacks out for a split second before coming back on. At first, I thought I was imagining it, but a deeper dive into Reddit forums only confirmed my suspicions. This is a software issue, and Hisense has yet to address it. I know, why am I recommending a TV with a major software glitch? To be frank, almost every single TV I've tested this year has had some kind of software issue that hasn't been addressed. It's just about finding the one that will annoy you the least. If you can stomach this issue, this is my top budget pick. Number 1. LG OLED Evo G4. 55, 65, 77, 83, and 97 inches type OLED resolution, 4K refresh rate, 120 Hz operating system, LG WebOS 24 HDR, Dolby Vision, HDR10 and HLG. You want good built-in audio. You don't want to constantly swap between modes. After testing the LG OLED Evo G4 TV for a few weeks, I came to the conclusion that, like its predecessor, the G3, it is the best gaming TV you can buy right now. The TV itself improves upon the G3's brightness. LG doesn't share the nit's brightness, instead wanting users to do the testing themselves. Based on my testing, it's definitely brighter than the G3, and it showcases well in my living room, rain or shine. I suspect this is due to LG's micro-lens array, MLA, technology enhancements. LG also made some minor tweaks to the WebOS 24, making it slightly more intuitive, so it's easy to swap between my content, cloud gaming and my 4 HDMI ports thanks to the built-in home screen shortcuts. While shows like House of the Dragon and Fallout show well on screen, hitting all the colors in filmmaker mode, as a gamer, I was wowed by the game optimizer mode. Again, as with the G3, the G4 keeps the native 120 Hz refresh rate for smooth, responsive gameplay. Combined with the improved brightness in this dedicated, adjustable viewing mode, when I played Assassin's Creed Valhalla, colors looked bright and accurate on screen, and the gameplay was fast. Not once did I experience any screen tearing or lag. I did notice that the game optimizer mode doesn't swap back out when I leave gaming for watching movies, so for those who don't want to finagle settings constantly, look elsewhere. The same can be said for Mass Effect, Andromeda and Judgment, which I watched as my husband played on his PlayStation 4 Pro. Both are slightly older games, but for Andromeda, I could see dingy ship scenes clearly, which, when you have a bright living room like mine, can be a real problem. Additionally, Takayuki Yagami's fights played well, and even after several hours, I didn't notice any gameplay lag.